Introducing Pichu London Plus. For just $1.99 a month, you get access to full unedited races from Season 46 of the Ultimate Series and the 2024 Mock Pichu London Cup Series season. You'll also get access to races ahead of time before anybody else, and you'll also receive custom emojis and badges to use on the comments below. Finally, there will be an exclusive new series just for members coming soon. You do not want to miss that. Join Pichu London Plus today, just $1.99 a month. Just click the join button down below to get started. Hey guys, Peachy here. A couple notes before I begin. First off, we're not going to be racing at Chicago. Instead, we're going to run this race in Mexico City. Chicago never had the best AI racing, and it was a miracle that I got last season's race done at that track. But I'm not going to be doing another Chicago race again this time unless there's a new version out there that is much better, that has much better quality in terms of the AI racing each other. But I didn't want to give you guys a boring race, so I decided not to do Chicago. In place, I've decided to do Mexico City. Now, second thing, auto stages did not work with this track. I didn't know until it was too late that auto stages did not save the points from this race. So I'm going to have to call this a non-championship event here in the Ultimate Series. So the race you're about to watch will not have points being scored from this race. Will not count towards the standings. As a result, it will now be a non-championship event. The next race after this will be a championship event. It will score points, and I was able to get that to work with auto stages, but for this event, no points. Now, about that next event, it will be in Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, or whatever I call it. But anyway, it's a track we've run here for a very long time that we took out the schedule a couple seasons ago. Because of COVID and other reasons as well. But got to give a huge shout out to Area 23 Designs for designing a new version of CTMP and also the new version of Mexico City we're about to race in very soon. So I wanted to give those two tracks a try again, and so Mexico City will be run first right here, and then we're going to run in Canada after this, but only the Canada race will be awarding points at the end, as other races, as almost all the other races do on the schedule. So this again, Mexico City is a non-championship event, so no points will be counted. As well, it will not. The win will not count towards playoff eligibility if we have a new winner out of this race here in Mexico City. And lastly, this series will be going on hiatus after the next race in Canada. After the next race, we do. Following the non-championship event, I will put the Ultimate Series on a bit of a hiatus until I can get everything else done for my other channels, and also I want to get started on the Mock Cup Series 2024 season because I've been falling way behind. I wanted to start like when the season began, but a lot of things got in the way. But I was able to do a handful of races for the Mock Cup Series season, and I will share with you guys as soon as I get them done. But I wanted to catch up with the real-life schedule, so I am going to put the Ultimate Series on hiatus after I finish with the next race, and then I'm going to be posting Cup Series races, Mock Cup Series races on this channel, and on my other channel I have to do the mock playoffs for NBA, NHL, and maybe NFL or MLB somewhere times for like a month or two. And then if my schedule clears up in the summer, I will go back to doing Ultimate Series races. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy this race. Again, non-championship race in Mexico City. Points will not be counted. Hope you guys enjoy our return to Mexico. This is Pichu London, and I'll see you guys later. 35 laps will be run in Mexico City. That's the same number of laps we would have run in Chicago. And the first stage will end on lap 10, and the second stage will end on lap 22. That's exactly the same stages, I believe, that we would have done if we had run at Chicago. So it actually works out on its own in its favor. Pretty cool. Anyway, going to Green Flag Racing, it's the first time in a long time that we're back to racing here in Mexico City. And that's little chicane right there that they just went by. That's a new thing they added since we last went to Mexico City. So it'll be interesting to see how these stock cars are going to be able to get through the chicane cleanly if they're able to. And we'll see where they can make passes here, if any, at a road course like this. Again, there will still be stage break cautions like we had at Sonoma last week, even though it's a road course. But that'll allow us for more exciting double file restarts before the start of each stage, and maybe some strategy will be played out. Anyway, the green flag waves as we are underway in Mexico City. '78 off to a good start. Oh, look at the 16 trying to bump back and had to back off. And now the 78's loose and they're spinning right in the corner. Garrett Albertson loose as well. Right on the first turn, they spin. And the leader is Cassie Reynolds. Wow, what a start to this race. My goodness, we're in for an exciting one. They went too hard on the brakes and now they're trying to get through the slippery corners. Very tight now. It seems like the corners have gotten a lot smaller than since the last time we've run here at this track. Oh man, this race is going to be a crazy one for sure. Cassidy Reynolds is out in front after two drivers slip up on the first corners. And it was a real shell shock for those drivers. I don't think they have run at Mexico City before, and they were kind of not expecting to have to make a sharp turn just like that. And yeah, they overcorrected and they went up into the wall. This is the new chicane we've been talking about, by the way, earlier today. This is the one that they've added since they last ran here in Mexico City. But Cassidy Reynolds out in front, and they're able to get through. Here comes the 45. We'll see if a pass is possible at this corner, and from the looks of it, nope. A-car able to get on the gas first. So we're in for a wild race here in Mexico City for sure. My goodness. I mean, they're just right off the bat. We just saw some drivers making contact right off the lead. Holy cow. My gosh. I mean, Aiden Stringer, I think this is the first time he's run in Mexico City. And it was a real shell shock for him there and dropping back into the 20th position. That was a real shock for him to run very quickly like that. But now they're going to be back into it right now. And Giovanni Castillo running inside, trying to get inside the top 10 on Dylan Abrahamian. Can't mess up on a corner now at this point. You really can't mess this up. But Cassie Reynolds is out in front already. John Andrews right behind him. And Trent Dunham, what a move. He's up to third. Trent Dunham, one of the two part-time drivers in this race, is right in third place. So he's making a splash already in this race. So Trent is in third. Maybe we'll try to make something happen here today. And Allison Rain fourth, and JP Latar running inside the top 5. Ooh, could be about for second right here. And I thought for a second the yellow came out. I'm sorry. Anyway, Reynolds is going to lead lap 2. Well, but what a start to that race it was, folks. And now we have a battle for position between the 41 and 14. 41 had to back off a bit. I mean, Lautaro had to back off as he was right now side by side with the 14, his teammate, but had to back off entering the chicane. It was too tight to make a pass. James Richardson is on to pit road. Guess he had some repairs that had to be done. And so he is on to the pits. Oh, and 54 a little bit too high on the track, and that's going to allow Haynes Stringer to try to get by him. Stringer down to the top line. Is he going to be able to clear the 54 into the corner? Chicane coming up. Oh man, trying to hang on. trying to clear 54. 54 got on the speed right here, but the corner goes to the 78. 78 was trying to put the 54 off track, but the 54 able to fight back on the outside. Oh, and 78's going to have to try to fight over the 15 cars. The 15 is fast approaching. Again, can't slip up on a corner like this here at this track because these corners are tight. Very slick. Very slick corners now. They have to navigate through them throughout the race here, and we'll see if anybody will be able to gain ground on any of the drivers right here. It's hard to pass at this track, as you could tell. I guess having a double fall restart might have helped out a little bit in some way. Slipping up again. 4 car going up as well, up and on the outside, trying to get through for position. Stringer's on pit road. The damage was too much for him to handle, and he has to come to the pits. A little too much damage on that corner, and he has to come to pit road, so he has to make some repairs. Oh, and look at the Reynolds. Look at 17 gaining ground on the 16. Might try to make a move. Maybe try to force a 16 on the outside corner. Might try to force him into a mistake here. They're right on the bumper, and it's a very close battle right now. And the lead was almost over a second, but I guess 16 slipped up, and now we have ourselves a race. We had like 10 races run in Mexico City in Adromo Hermanos Rodriguez, and I believe the last one was back in season 39, believe it or not. That was the last time we ran in Mexico. Oh no, season 41, I'm sorry. But the races in Mexico, by the way, run at Ovaldo Juarez on the fictional short track in Mexico. That was most of the races were there in Ovaldo Juarez. But Matthew Dundas was the winner in Mexico back in the very first season of this series. Yeah, we were running at this very track in the very first season of this Ultimate Series, and it was won by Matthew Dundas. And then Tyson Broad won the Season 2 race there in Mexico on our second race. In Season 18, Avi Sachs actually is a former winner at this very track. Won the race back in Season 18. Philip Goldberg, who would become a champion in the series, won in Season 19. And Alexander Rowe was also a winner in Mexico, won in Season 39. Ian Dutta won in Season 8, and he's a champion. And Van Tracy Battle, a champion, won Season 41. Season 40 was Max Bailey. David Rochester in Season 9. Chloe Baker won in Season 17. Those are the winners in Mexico. There were some champions there, some former champions, and some recognizable names that have won here in Mexico. So, a pretty illustrious a pretty big list of those winners in Mexico. It looked like the 17 was trying to catch the 16 in a mistake there, but Trent Dunham is right behind him. I mean, Trent Dunham running an impressive third here in Mexico City. I think it was one of the few drivers who actually have experience at this road course. Fourth place, Allison Rain, and also probably one of the ones that ran here for a long time here in Mexico City. Gotta really go on the brakes there. Gotta be on the brakes there. You gotta stay on the brakes. Into lap 6 now is Cassie Reynolds hanging on to the lead. But they know that there's going to have to be another restart coming up here on the first stage. And all these drivers are just getting a feel for the track. Running it for the first time. Most of them are running this track for the very first time. All trying to get a feel for it. Trying to get a feel for the corners, the braking zones, and where to pass. It looks like the 16 is able to pull a little bit ahead of the 17. Able to retain the lead after a crazy first lap with Stringer and Garrett Albertson colliding and going up into the wall. That was crazy. And that was insane. Three is up high. Matt Gomes trying to gain on him. And those are the drivers in the back. There's Avi Sachs in 32nd, by the way. One of the drivers that won here in Mexico, one of the drivers that won outside of the U.S. 34 is right now a lap down. Matt Gomes off to a terrible start in Mexico City. Still very early in this race, though, and can still make an impact in some way. But right for now, we're still in lap 6. Into the chicane right now, the new chicane that was added since we last ran here in Mexico City, and they have made some major changes to the track, giving it a repave, giving it an all new look. It looks so clean, the cleanest one we've been ever here in Mexico City, and it's a lot of fun to race here. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of fun, but it'll be a better next season once they get a feel for this track. They didn't have any real practice with a track like this, but they do have an idea about road courses, and so they're trying the best they can to provide a great show for the fans here today that are in for a real surprise treat in a return for the Ultimate Series. So Ultimate Series, going back to international roots, they've had many races all across the world. And as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be racing at Monza later this season for the first time ever. So we're in for a good one, as they'll be racing at the legendary Monza circuit for the very first time later this year. And that should be a fun one to watch. And again, they've run in the other country in Canada. They have run there in Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, but that will be back on the schedule next season, and along with this race. So great to see the drivers going back to international routes. The international races were getting lesser and less between because of COVID and stuff, and it was a struggle to host more international races with the pandemic going on. But now that things have cleared up with COVID and stuff, they're getting back to doing international races. It's great to see the league trying to expand to new international markets. Few more laps in stage number 1 for Cassie Reynolds, and he knows he's gonna have to face a restart. And gotta be going through the minds of what strategy to go with, when to pit, when's the right time to pit, what's the right move to make. Here comes Rain. And here comes Dunham, battling 3rd and 4th just like in the old days, but Rain gets a little high up, and looks like Dunham's going to be able to pull away from the 48. JP Latara running in 5th spot, and his brother LG won at Dover a couple weeks back, and JP has experience on road courses. He won last season at COTA. He was the last season winner at COTA. That's when he got his last victory. And now he's looking at another win this season so he can compete with his brother in the fight for the championship. 6th place now is Cullen Francis. Quentin Moore's in 7th, and Durrani 8th, Lal 9th, and Dylan Abrahimian is running in the 10th spot. Right now, there's not really much to say about this first stage, but they're all getting a feel for the racing grooves, and maybe they'll go for more aggressive moves as we enter through the next few stages of the race. Cassie Reynolds was in the championship 4 last season and was a runner-up in the championship. And he's looking to get back to victory lane with a win here this season so that he can fight for a title. John Andrews right now already has, I believe, 2 wins this season. He wants a 3rd here today, and now he would be the first to 3 wins in season 46 if he's able to achieve that mark. But what a comeback here for John Andrews. What a comeback he has made. Big time in the 17. He was in and out of the series, but now he's making his return, and in a bold way, as he has won now twice this season. At 16 and 17, 1-2 right now currently in the race. 3rd place is Trent Dunham, and 4th Allison Rain. We mentioned those 2 battling, and they were one of the few to have competed in Mexico City many times in their careers. So Allison Rain looking to win here in Mexico City. I think this will be the first time she would win here in Mexico. Well, it looks like everybody is staying steady and waiting for the right time, the right move to make. 17 was trying to gain on the 16, but I think he's going to try to save it until the very end. If he's able to get by the 16 somewhere, in some way. Trying to find a way around it. And we're entering the final lap here in stage number 1. And by the way, again, there will be stage break cautions here on road courses back again. We didn't have them at COTA last time because there were just too little laps in between to do stage break cautions. But we're back to stage break cautions for road courses for the rest of the season, starting with Sonoma last weekend. And that's kind of worked out with strategies being played out. Everybody pitting and going back and forth with strategies and who would win the race. And it just added a new level of intrigue and whatnot for these races. I know in real life it really doesn't work that way, but you're at Town 3. Kind of wished in your favor. 17 tried to gain ground a little bit on the 16, but he's going to have to wait probably until after the restart. So they'll race back to the line at the end of stage number 1 as they're entering to the final corners. Cassie Reynolds has just taken the lead and has not looked back in stage number 1, so he's easily going to win the first stage over John Andrews as they enter the final chicane. So I wonder what strategies will play out for these guys on pit road if they're going to come to the pits before the start of stage 2. I think they might get a feel for the chicane there. But Cassie Reynolds is going to win stage number 2. I mean stage 1. Stage 1 is going to go to Cassidy Reynolds. And no surprise, it was the 16 that took the first stage. And these are the top 10 that will take stage points here today. And Ebrahimian just took the final stage point away. Trent Dunham might have stolen some stage points from other drivers, so that was an interesting run for Trent Dunham. Giovanni Castillo and Priya McShane just miss out on stage points. Interesting development here in stage number 2. Reynolds stays out, so does Rain, but everybody else goes to the pits. Yeah, I'm not sure what the two are thinking right now, but everybody's going to pit road, but the two are staying out. I mean, that is just weird, super weird. That's insane. I think they're going on a completely different strategy than everybody else. But John Andrews is going to be off pit road first. And Allison Rain is going to be in second now as she stayed out with the number 16 of Cassie Reynolds. Yeah, I'm not sure about that strategy. It's so weird. Wow. That is really bold. A bold strategy call for those drivers, but we'll have to wait and see on the restart. Well, this is a crazy development going on at the start of stage 2 as the 16 has to come to pit road and they aborted the start. Nobody was ready. Now the cars are not being lined up where they should and everybody's all over the place. I have never had this happen before. I mean, this is just crazy. Look at how these cars are lined up. I don't even know if they're going to let them line up again. They're trying their best to just sort things out, but I think they're going to have to go to the green flag now because there's just not enough time to sort this out. This is going to be a crazy restart for sure between Allison Rain and John Andrews. Look at them colliding one another. That's just so weird. I mean, wow. I mean, this is crazy now. All because Durrani stayed out and the 48 as well. That's highly unusual now. I think the 48 might have to come to the pits because 16 had to come to the pits like right after the green flag. That's before the green flag waves. And there's still drivers going all over the place. This is crazy. I've never seen something like this happen before. Oh man, where are they going? I mean, this This is a disaster. This is just a disaster waiting to happen. Is the 48 slowing down? Oh, I think the 48 slowed down. What is going on here? Are they going to let her back in the lead? The 17 is out in front, and now the pace car comes to the pit road, and we're going to be in for a restart. What in the world is going on? This is really unusual. 48 is slow, is out of gas. Oh no, 48 just ran out of gas. Oh no, this is just really bad. This is a really bad restart. Oh, I can't believe they're going through with this restart. This is just really, really bad. Wow, we're gonna go green. We're about to go green flag racing again. And here we go back to the green. Oh man, now they're slowing up and now they're wrecking behind them. Oh no, Tyler Jones flipping and flying. They're gonna have to throw a caution out for that one. What a disastrous start to the stage. Oh no, that should have not happened. I mean, I've never had something like this happen before. Wow, this is really, really bad. This was a really, really bad restart. Holy cow, this was really bad. Wow. John Andrews, the race leader, 48 though, is stuck in the middle, and she'd had to come to the pits because hadn't pitted. This is crazy. Well, like, what is going on here? Matthew Buss is up in smoke. Was hard hit on that restart. But it's going to be John Andrews. It's going to be the leader of the caution. And this should have never happened. This really should have never happened. This is just unreal. Alexander Rose spins with Jamal Jackson, Samad Ozcan. Oh man, what is going on here? That is crazy. I've never had something like this happen before. This is just weird. Anyway, John Andrews is your race leader. And Lautaro Francis inside the top 3, and Luke Lawl's up to 4th. That's really crazy. I really can't believe that they went through with this restart. It is just insanity. I think they're working on the nooks, and well, they're working on the kinks, and it really shows. Wow. Alright, this is what exactly happened on that restart. And I don't know if they got the cue to go to the green flag, but I don't know if something went wrong or something. But these guys were very slow, and the 21, I don't know what was going on with that 21 car. And then the green flag waves, they just decided to go. And everybody was just going past everyone. They couldn't avoid the 21, and then collisions happen. And the 91 goes up in smoke, and 21 just flips. Crazy start to the stage, and it should have never happened, and I really don't know why they went through with this restart. That is so weird. That is just crazy. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with those drivers, and I really don't know what was happening, but well, hopefully the next one will be better. Alright, back to the green flag here in Mexico City, and it looks like they're going through with the restart again, double file, and I think there was some confusion as to whether they'll line up after the pit stops and stuff, and between the two that stayed out, there was a bit of confusion, so now they're cleaning things up, and we're going to have another restart for you in stage 2, and this time, we're going to go back to green flag racing. Tyler Jones is out of the race, so is Matthew Buss. No surprise, they were the ones that took the most damage from that last sequence, the crazy sequence that happened right in front of them. But now we're going back to green flag racing here, as we're going to probably run, I would say, 6 laps under green before we have another caution for the stage break. But here we go, John Andrews and JP Lautaro lead the field down to the green flag, as Rain had to finally come down pit road. Now she's going to have to try to catch up with the other competitors. Green flag racing back again in Mexico City. This time they're going to line up the way that they should. And here we go. We're back to racing. Lautaro first on the gas. He goes and takes the lead. Lautaro is in front. See if the drivers go 3 wide here on the restart. And there's the 99 going on the outside, and their car spinning around in the S's. And there are more cars spinning. Francis spins around. Ebrahimian's around. Everyone's spinning around on the restart. Huge pileups behind them. Holy cow, what a start. I mean, wow. Disaster strikes again. John Andrews is now running second. Quentin Moore's going to battle for position on the 19 of Giovanni Castillo, trying to bump him out of the way. Castillo trying to get into the brakes there. Gets to the brakes first, but we'll see if the 38 can fight back on the outside. 38 trying to clear the 19. He does. He just clears him. 42 and 22 going to battle for position now. And at this point, it's going to be all about the stage points here. Ebrahimian trying to stay alive here in stage point contention. He just spun out, by the way, earlier. And Lautaro hanging on to the race lead. Oh man, what a sloppy stage here. Where the first stage was completely clean. We had no spins, no cautions. Now stage 2 is like completely different story. As JP Lautaro will lead us to the caution. We're going to have to take a look back at what caused all this chaos. Alright, this is where we're going to start here with the 2 premix Shane getting turned by Connor Breton. And then moments later, these drivers pile up to one another. Reynolds spins, so does Ada Francis, and then the pile-up happens with Ebrahimian involved. And all those drivers piled up. Oh boy, what a start to this stage, man. This is crazy. And let's hope that these guys are not as aggressive as they were on the restart. I mean, this is just crazy race now running here in Mexico City. Alrighty, back to the restart, and there's only going to be 3 laps to go in stage number 2. But if a caution comes out, and they're going to run the third, they're going to score stage points under the caution, and that'll act as the stage 2 caution. The stage break caution, I should say. Anyway, back to the green coming up with Lautaro and Andrews on the front row. Last time the outside was the best line to be at. On the restart, we'll see what happens in this one. Lautaro's out in front. There's going to be another restart coming within 3 laps here, whether it be a natural caution or stage break caution. Well, we will see how this restart will go down here in Mexico City. And we'll see if this time they can stay clean. Green flag is back out. 10 car gets a jump. He's even with the 17 this time around. And this is where they had the spins earlier, and they have really apparently have not learned their lesson from last time. Going to the chicane. 10 car loose and spins out into the wall. He got loose and spins into the wall. More cars spinning on the corner as well. Oh no, a disaster for JP Lautaro spinning in the corner as the leader. Just can't avoid that spin. My gosh. Oh my. John Andrews, the leader. Isaiah Bernesh in second. And Skylar Taylor running third. They were clean this time, but it came at a cost with Lautaro spinning around from the lead. Quentin Moore trying to hang on over Benjamin Snyder on the chicane, on the S's. And now teammates battle with Garrett Albertson and Matt Hunter. Oh man, what a race this is. Man, this race is crazy. This race just had just about everything. Here comes Albertson. Albertson to the bottom he goes. At a brake hard just to avoid getting into contact with his own teammate. And now the 19 spinning on the chicane. Oh no, he's holding up the pack. 19 takes a bad run into the chicane, slips up, and loses a lot of positions. And you just can't take any turn for granted. I mean, these guys have to be really careful navigating through the corners. Just 2 more laps in stage number 2. Oh man, this is one heck of a race here. Castillo is trying to get back into position, battling with Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater had to back up. They're going on the outside now. This is where Lautaro spun and lost the lead. And Lautaro gets into the wall again. Slipped up again. Second time in this race. Second time in a row, rather. Slips up on that corner. I mean, just can't catch a break. The 10 just can't catch a break here running in this corner. Fitzwater battling with the 45 of Ryan Durrani. Durrani trying to hang on to his position. Maybe try to get stage points. Trying to get into the stage point territory. This is a battle for stage points here. Every point matters here between the teammates of the 15 Nilsson Herrera and the 51 Avi Sachs. Only Sachs has a win this season. He won at Gateway a couple weeks back. Anyway, last lap in stage number 2. And John Andrews holds on to the lead for now, behind Isaiah Bernesh and Skylar Taylor. Crazy race we've had in stage number 2. The last time we started on a new stage, it was a disaster of a restart. Cars were piling all over the place. They didn't get the word that the green flag was waving. They couldn't line up properly. That led to them piling up into Tyler Jones, ramming into the 21 and 91 as well of Matthew Busson. Both are now out of the race. So how will this play out here in stage number 3 when they begin? And I'm sure it's going to be much more crazier than what we had last time. 3-wide battle. This is probably the best spot to make a move at. And, well, these drivers are just still trying to get a feel for the corner, trying to brake at the right time. Just a crazy race throughout here today. All this race, I mean, the first stage was, like, clean. The second stage was a completely different story. Now the 7 trying to hang on over Giovanni Castillo, but the 19 is going to get by him before the end of the stage. So gets by him before the end of the stage as we're entering the final corners to end stage number 2. And John Andrews is going to be your stage 2 winner if he can hit his marks here on this final chicane, the new one added at this track. But the 17 gets around, he's gonna get by, and he is going to be your stage 2 winner. John Andrews takes the second stage, and we're gonna be in for a wild finish here in Mexico City as we're about to begin stage number 3. And take a look at the top 10 with Bernesh, Taylor, Snyder, Moore, Hunter, Albertson, Castillo, Leon, and Priya McShane inside the top 10. Alright, back to green flag racing with 11 laps to go. Final stage, about to go green between John Andrews and Isaiah Bernesh, 2 veterans that have had several road course wins under their name, and they have a rookie lined up behind them in Benjamin Snyder, and another rookie as well in Skylar Taylor. Who will get on the gas first? It's between the 2 veterans battling it out for the win here today. Skylar Taylor goes to the pits before the green. Tough break for the 42. Skylar Taylor on the pit road before the green flag drops. More cars to the pits before the green. Oh no, this is a sign of things to come, isn't it? Anyway, we're going back to the green flag racing with 11 laps to go with several cars into pits. They had problems before, and now they're going to have to fix it just before the green flag drops. Here we go, back to racing again. Last time the leader slipped up with Lautaro. We'll see what happens in this one. Here comes 17, looks low, trying to hang on. Into the chicane he goes, slipping up again. He slips from the lead. And more cars piling up behind him. Oh, John Andrews slips up. More cars pile up. No caution, we stay green. Oh, no. And I knew something like this was going to happen. It was going to happen to the leaders. That you just can't avoid that. I mean, I don't know if we had a run where the leaders were just able to get through that corner cleanly and not slip up. Oh, Albertson right into Matt Hunter, his teammate, trying to get him out of the way. Oh no, what a start to this final stage. Fitzwater trying to get into Clark McKee. Oh man, what a heck of a start for stage 3, but it was not as chaotic as it was in stage 2. I'll tell you that. I mean, we still had drivers piling up on that corner, but it was still not as chaotic as we had it in stage number 2. I mean, that was like really bad. But it's Isaiah Bernesh out in front of Quentin Moore. He knows he's got to hit his marks right because Quentin Moore is right behind him. Oh no, they're coming to the pits! Oh no, they're coming to pit road already on the green flag! You gotta be kidding! Connor Breen is staying out for the lead. You gotta be kidding me. Most of these drivers are coming to the pits just after they took the green. And I knew that when the drivers were pitting before the green flag waved, there was going to be a sign of things to come. I just didn't expect most of the field to come to pit road just one lap after taking the green flag. That's just really crazy. So weird. And that's going to put the lead to Connor Breton. Oh no, this is crazy. This is a disaster. Wow, this race has just been a lot of disaster, but at least we've had some pretty exciting moments, unlike when we had Chicago last season. But still, though, there's a lot of kinks that this race needs to be worked on. I mean, there's really a lot of kinks to work on for this race to be a much better quality product. Anyway, Connor Breen's in the lead with 10 to go, and Nathaniel O'Hare running in second, Avi Sachs in the top 3. Alson Rain is a lap down out of contention right now, and Rain was the one that stayed out before the start of stage 2, and then disaster struck. The drivers were not able to line up properly and whatnot, and just is all disaster. It was all downhill from there. Is Connor Breen going to have to come to pit road on this lap, or was he one of them that's pitted earlier? And if he was one that pitted earlier, he might be good to go. Here comes Breton. He's staying out, so it's safe to say he was one of those that pitted earlier in the race, but just before the green flag dropped, and I think that was probably a bold call for him to make that move. So Connor Breen is in the lead right now over Nathaniel O'Hare, trying to win another road course event. He won at COTA, by the way, earlier this season. He won at COTA earlier this season. And Sonoma was won by Edith Cardoza. So now we're back on road course racing. And Breton's going to try to win 2 of 3 today. The only thing Nathaniel O'Hare can do is hope that Breen slips up. And he takes advantage of it and pounces and takes the lead away from the 47. They go green flag racing. How long will the fuel mileage last? It was pretty long last time at Sonoma, but this one is a lot bigger than Sonoma Raceway. So, yeah, the question is it going to be just as long, or is it going to have to require him to pit one more time? Connor Breen's out in front right now, is trying to win his second race of the season, and again, would come on a road course. I mean, Connor Breton, one of the prolific drivers. I think he has raced here in the very first couple seasons here in Mexico City. A former champion, by the way. And he won in Canada back in season 15 over in Montreal. And won in Monaco in season 11. Won in UK twice in season 15 and 22. And he has never won in Mexico, so he would like to add another one here this season to win in Mexico. Connor Breton, he is a former champion, and it shows. 8 laps to go in Mexico City. So the lead right now, it looks like he has gained a little bit ahead of the 5 car. Got to hit his marks for the rest of the race, and got to hope the fuel lasts till the end to win and take the checkers. I mean, we were talking about the drivers, John Andrews, trying to win the race. But it was just not going to... But it looks like it's not meant to be today for the 17 to win another one here in Mexico City. Where'd that 17 go? Oh, wow. 26. Oh, that's not good. 26th position. That's a hard fall from grace. Cardoza, not a good race for her after winning Sonoma last weekend, 33rd position. But just trying to salvage a day here at Mexico City. Trying to make the most of this as Connor Breton hangs on to the lead over Nathaniel O'Hare and Avi Sachs. But Avi Sachs, though, one of the veterans, Sachs was the winner, by the way, over at Gateway a couple weeks back. So great follow-up for him in third place to get those big points to put him into contention for the championship with that one win. Connor Breen, the strategy is working out in his favor so far. Is he going to have enough fuel and tires to last till the end? We shall see. Anyway, it's just 7 laps to go here at Mexico City. Now it's gone tame, by the way, since we had crazy starts between stages 2 and 3. I mean, this was like a roller coaster ride here in Mexico City, unlike anything we've ever had in this series. Ronald Marvila, major damage, but he's going to try. But he's currently, surprisingly, he's currently 25th. Making the most of this race here. And I mean, it was just a chaotic second and third stage, by the way. And the start to them, and if we get another restart, then you know there's going to be some slippage between the leaders. And Connor Breen's hoping that a caution does not come out, as he lost a little bit of the lead there last lap, as the 5 was able to close in a little bit on the 47, but again, it's going to need a lot more in order to try to make the pass on him for the win. So Connor Breen, he's just got to hit his marks. He's got to be perfect here on these next few laps, and more importantly, he's got to have enough fuel in the tank. I mean, we saw this happen with chaotic pit road movements in the final stage in Sonoma last time. It worked out in Edith Cardoza's favor, and she got the win. But Connor Breen might add another one here in Mexico if he can hold on and maybe do the same that Cardoza did. Just getting lucky. Lucky to avoid the wrecks and lucky to be in the lead right now, deep into the race. 6 laps to go for Connor Breton. And the lead is also bunched down a little bit again, but again, it might not be enough to catch the 47 in time. Again, I mean, the 5 of Nathaniel O'Hare is going to have to give it everything he's got to catch the number 47. Man, and he has been so close many times to a race win, and I'm sure he doesn't want to go through another heartbreaking loss here. He's trying to get a win and get himself into the playoffs. Trying to finally seal the deal and win. But he's going to have to try to get by Connor Breen, who is a former champion and has won several races outside of the United States. So Connor Breen, he has never won in Mexico, and he's looking to win another one in a new country, in another country. He's won in Canada, as mentioned, and he has never won in Mexico, though. So we'll see if Breen can pull off a win here today and hold off the 5. I mean, he knows he can't make a mistake because the 5 car is gaining on him every lap, so really can't afford a mistake, and he's got to hope that he has enough fuel in the tank to win this race. All eyes are on the 47 now, as we're going to be coming into 5 laps to go in Mexico City. And if caution comes out, we know this is going to be a chaotic race to the finish. I'll tell you that for sure. Well, a big gain. Still gaining. 5 cars still gaining. But is there enough time for him to make a move, though? Is there enough time for the 5 car to make some kind of a move? Is there enough time for Aaron Stringer to catch up to Avi Sachs? He gained on the 51 a little bit there. He might have a chance to pass him. But he's got to make it right. He's got to find a way to get around him. Got to find a way to get around Avi Sachs. Trying to stay in the line and trying to force Sachs into a mistake. Trying to narrow down a third place finish here on the 51 car. Hayden Stringer trying to hang on and maybe get a good finish out of this one. They're still battling side by side, going to the S's right now. And 78 maybe trying to catch 51 into the wrong line. He's really diving deep there into the S's, and he's really trying to get some gain here from this run. Just 4 laps to go next time by, and I thought Nathaniel Hare slipped up there for a second. Oh, but if he slipped up there, that might have cost him the win. Oh no, it doesn't look like he slipped up. It looks like he might have gained a little bit on the number 47. Anyway, 4 laps to go in Mexico City. Didn't really gain a lot after that last lap, so it looks like Connor Breen, it's safe to say, might have this in the bag if he's able to save fuel and win this race. Look at the 78 going aggressive on the 51, trying to catch him by surprise. Oh man, he was trying to catch him by surprise there, but the 51 able to stay steady and keep third place away. Was really trying to gain ground the first couple corners, but after that trying to really find a way to get into the S's and go smooth after that. Not easy to pass at a track like this. Really not easy. So they're trying to make the most of this right here in the final couple laps here in Mexico City. Caution comes out at this point. It will come down to overtime. And Connor Breen knows he can't afford overtime because we saw how the leaders were able to react. Now we saw how the leaders spun out in the corners and slipped up when there was when they got the restart. Maybe the 70 will try to catch 51 again. Oh, now he took a wrong turn on that corner and lost the momentum. He took a wrong turn on that corner, looks like, lost the momentum and might not be able to catch Sachs now. So I think Sachs, safe to say, he's going to be staying in third place. 3 laps to go for Connor Breton. So Avi Sachs right now safe right now over the 78. After 78 just took a really bad run that final chicane. That might have cost him a chance for third place. He's going to still try to fight for it anyway, so he's going to try to still fight for third. And we know it's not easy to make a pass here. You just can't afford a mistake at a track like this. Maybe the 5 is trying to get some draft to the 47 if he can, but he knows there's not really a lot of time to make a move here at a track like this. 78 trying to get into the 51, trying to put pressure on that 51, trying to get third spot away. Sales in a row, nobody's been going to be able to catch him for 5th place. He might be safe in 5th for now. Is it me or is Nathaniel Hare getting closer by the lap? But he knows he can't make a mistake at this point. I mean, he's right there on the 47, but time is running out to catch him. And we got to know if the fuel is going to be enough for him to make it to the end. 6 and the 10 are going to battle for position. 10 is going to try to make an aggressive move on the 6 on this corner. Maybe try to force Richardson on the outside. Oh, man. Maybe try to clear him. Almost cleared him, and the 10 spins into the wall. Try to make the pass work. 10 spins into the wall, but no caution. We are still green. 2 laps to go here in Mexico City. Oh, it looks like 78 really gained on the number 51, and so did 5 really gained on the 47. It's not over yet, folks. It is not over yet. Oh, 50-78 had to back off a bit. He had to back it off. He knew he couldn't make the pass work right now. Had to back off a bit. Connor Breen's hanging on for dear life right now. His lead is evaporating. Nathaniel Hare doing everything he can to try to catch him. 5 car trying to get into the brakes right here. trying to really narrow down the lead on the 47. It could come down the final lap and a half. Connor Breen trying to hang on for the win in Mexico. Nathaniel O'Hara trying to get his first win. He knows he can't make a mistake. These corners are tight. Still a chance for the 5 to make a pass. Might have to give it all he's got in this final lap. As we're coming to the white flag next time by, Connor Breen trying to hang on over Nathaniel O'Hara and hoping that we stay green till the very end. Here we go, white flag next time by for Connor Breen. Got to get through the chicane. Nathaniel's really gaining on the number 47. White flag next time by. Here we go, 1 to go in Mexico City for Connor Breen. And he doesn't have to worry about fuel and tires. He's just going to go all the way till the very end. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go for Connor Breen. This will end under green. That's exactly what the 47 wanted to see. 1 more chance for Nathaniel O'Hara trying to gain on him on the final lap. And Connor Breen knows he can't make a mistake. 5 was really gaining him on the corner, but I don't think it's going to be enough to him to catch the 47. It really will come down to the final corners here and who's going to be on the brakes first. Connor Breen trying to get his 2nd win of the season and his first ever in Mexico. But he's got to get through the corners perfectly or the 5 is going to overtake him and win this race. Into the S's he goes for the final time. And now the final corners into the chicane 1 more time. Daniel O'Hara's got 1 more chance on the 47. Connor Breen trying to hang on over Nathaniel O'Hara down the final corners. Here he comes down to the bottom into the S's, into the chicane. And here comes Connor Breen. He's going to hold off Nathaniel O'Hara. Here he comes. Connor Breen off the final turn. He's going to be the winner in Mexico City for his 2nd win of season 46. Connor Breen takes the checkers in Adromo Hermanos Rodriguez.